What are we seeing in terms of COVID legislation? Anything?
Lots.
Jessica? Or Carolyn, either one. I mean, Catherine.
Well, actually, a lot of the bills that were passed most recently were COVID-related bills for various things. Rep. Miranda, you want to speak on this? Because I think you had one that went through COVID-related. We're looking at student debt, things of that nature that our bill hasn't gone through yet. Rep. Miranda and I have one there about collections that hasn't gone through, but it will be retroactive if it does. But a lot of the bills that have gone through have been so-called COVID related, though.
Yeah, they find always a clever way to lace it back to it being COVID related. But I'll speak to a couple of them that, in my humble opinion, are indeed COVID related. Last week we passed, and now the number is, I forget the number. It was 6 something. I think it was 606. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kathy. But that was the bill for civil immunity for businesses and the like for
Right.
Cases of liability that may come from contracting the coronavirus from any place of business. So I think that there's some positive pieces of that one. Of course, weeks ago we did House Bill, is it 197? All of these numbers get mushed after a while, but that
197 was the one we did at the end of March when we went back, because we had to make those changes for school districts not having being allowed to do distance learning, because the law says that for full seat time you have to do a certain amount. So 197 covered a whole lot of that, which was COVID related.
Right, which I would say was probably the best package we got through during this pandemic. Everything else that has kind of fallen in place afterwards has just been piecemeal. Nothing has, been a robust package to address how people are hurting necessarily. It's all just been done in piecemeal. So, and here's my 3-year-old. This was the one I was pregnant with in 2016. She always finds her way in here to say hi on the Zoom calls. So yeah, that's about it. There's nothing that really sticks out other than those 2 things, unless I'm missing anything, Rep. Ingram.
No, I think what has to be paid attention to is that unfortunately everything has become COVID related, so that it makes it an emergency, and it makes it so that, for instance, the bill that they wanted to pass, or they did, regarding the not being able, that the health department director cannot make changes, that has to only be done by the legislature. And of course, it's all COVID related. So those are the things that we're here again sliding in on the back of being COVID related, which means that we have to do it right away. So it's interesting when you take advantage of whatever you've got.
And then, of course, one thing I did forget is we made several changes to liquor laws. Because, when people are hurting, you got to give restaurants and bars the opportunity, a wider window to sell their product, which I'm not hating on and saying I disagree with. I'm just saying, that really shows you where the priorities lie.